this Thursday night we got to see the latest trailer for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Are you sure that's what they called it? I thought the entire film leaked.
Yeah,
and it's 2 minutes long, and you can watch it in its entirety wherever you want.
Yeah, there was a lot that they showed in this trailer. They showed off way too much, I think.
I feel like this has been a really strong year for subtle movie trailers, right? For kind of, and we've talked about this in the past before about less is more. You and I are huge fans of the Force Awakens trailer. I didn't talk to you about this, but did you like the Civil War trailer last week?
I thought it was all right.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, but it didn't really show everything that you needed to see. This movie, just to get a little into the thickness here, on IGN, one of the biggest properties of all time is Batman, and so is Superman. These two characters combined in a film is a traffic driver for the internet. Period. There doesn't need to be shown or said much to get people excited about this film. I feel like the teaser we saw even just 2 days ago that showed Superman coming into that basement area.
And if you're avoiding this, we will turn off this trailer before it gets too spoilery.
Will
this
we?
is mostly stuff. Yes, we should.
Okay.
I think we should do that.
So that being said,
Yeah.
I don't think you need to show a lot to get people excited. People are excited.
Yeah.
But instead, DC turned around and a completely ham-fisted move showed so much. And
It
not
was
only
it was like a Cliff Notes.
it was Cliff Notes. We saw the big bad guy, who I won't spoil. I mean, you've probably seen it by now.
Yeah.
But also, I feel that my main problem with this trailer was that it was tonally all over the place.
Yeah.
Right? It was jokey and then serious. And then it's collaborative, and then everything kind of fell apart. So
Yeah.
where are we on this?
I was griping on Twitter about how like I saw everything. I feel like I've seen the whole movie. I've seen kind of all the big plot points, and people are like, well, we know that Aquaman and Cyborg are in it. We haven't seen them. And it's like, that doesn't, I mean,
I forgot
that actually
about
makes
that.
me worry, the fact that there's so much in this one trailer that we've seen. And like, you guys remember Spider-Man 3? You remember how that worked out?
Yeah.
Because that was like, you thought one villain was crazy. Well, guess what? We've got 3 villains, a whole bunch of them. And I feel like that really didn't work out so well. And the reason that like Marvel movies like that have a big ensemble cast work is because they've built up to it pretty slowly. But you look at like, I mean, the first Iron Man, like that was sort of like that was baby steps, you know? It was like Iron Man is fighting just Ironmonger. Like it's just kind of like they kind of worked their way up. They were like, here's a throwaway villain. Let's start small and then build up to Thanos.
I also feel like, obviously it's in a completely different director's hands now, but the Nolan-verse version of Batman always prided itself on being somewhat grounded in reality, right? Even the villains that did get ridiculous and over the top were never too much. It was always something sort of tangible.
Sure.
And now we're veering into genetic science experiments on the dead, creating a super
Okay.
Why are we really dancing around this? I mean, this is everywhere. This is everywhere.
What's worth noting is that the Nolan movies, they came out, I mean, Batman Begins honestly is the least grounded of all of those.
Yeah.
But when that came out, that was extremely grounded by Batman standards because that was following hot on the tails of Batman and Robin.
Right.
The thing that happened between the two was the X-Men movies, which was kind of like, yeah, you can get kind of weird, but you still should, lose the spandex black leather, The Nolan movies were kind of a reaction to the goofy over the top stuff that had come before it.
Yeah.
But then like Avengers it's not spandex per se, but they're colorful, they're bright, and it's proven that can work. They're kind of silly, they're jokey, and I feel like the earlier stuff we've seen for this movie has seemed very overly serious, and that's why this trailer they're being like,
so that's exactly
Lex Luthor is a wacky, jokey guy.
And you and I are big old school Batman fans. I know we geek out a lot about the animated series, and I think what I liked about the animated series, and I'm sure you can agree, was that it was very tonally balanced. It was serious and stark and gritty, but also got kind of ridiculous. You had characters like Clayface, who was like this theater actor covered in mud that can turn into anything. You had monsters, you had cartoon characters. This movie looks like it's struggling between being tonally serious and being ridiculously over the top. And I just wanted to pick a side. If it goes in one direction or the other, I'm okay with that. It's having a hard time being both.
And for everybody who thinks that like it hasn't spoiled everything, I mean, what if it hadn't spoiled what it has? Think about that.